Hello, dog lover. In this live video, we are going to talk about whether it is necessary to use treats to train dogs. Do we need to use treats to train dogs? If not, what do we use? All that and more. And also, I'm going to answer your questions, dog-related questions, live in this live video. So all that and more in this live video.
If you want to learn the negative effects of treat training, which causes your dog to develop bad behaviors and health issues, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to get notified about our next video.
Welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. If you're new here, my name is Saro. I'm a dog trainer, also coach dog owners. If you are a repeat viewer of the channel, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. In this live video, I have a couple of surprises, couple of offers that I have I want to share with you. Plus, I'm going to answer your dog-related questions. And also, we're going to talk about whether it is necessary to have or use treats to train dogs or not. If you're on live, everybody, make sure to let me know where you are viewing this live video from. Tell me the city that you are or the country that you are. That would be interesting to see where you're from. In this part of the world, in British Columbia, Canada, where I am at the moment going live, it's very hot. I don't know if you have heard in the news recently or not. British Columbia for the past few days has been the hottest place on earth, which is unheard of. Never has this been ever happened before. For Canada or somewhere in Canada or British Columbia to be the hottest place on earth, which is very strange and also very uncomfortable. It's very hot. So if you're hearing a noise on the background, it's the fan that is running, and it's blowing cool air to me because it is very hot. John Kipola is live here, and John is from Fort Myers, Florida. Hope you're doing well from Florida. There was something happening in Florida too. A tragic, something tragic has happened in Florida. It's hot down there too. Hope everybody is doing well, and let's get started on this live video, okay? Live explanation of whether you need to use treats or food or anything like that to train your dog. Let me share my screen. All right. So before I start the live session, I want to give you a heads up that this weekend only for my live viewers, who are watching this live video, I am offering a 50% off on all my online dog training courses. All you have to do is go to my website, sarodogtraining.com/courses, which I'm going to put the link in the chat area to get your saving. All you have to do is go there, add the I love my dog 50 code in the shopping cart to get your 50% off all of the online courses. So basically go to sarodogtraining.com/courses. I'm going to put that link in the chat area. It's not, let me fix that. That should work. All right. So the link to the website that you can go and use this code I love my dog 50 in the shopping cart. It's going to be there in the chat area. I'm going to also leave it in the description area at the end of the show. So hopefully you can go ahead and take advantage of that. Now, let me see. Okay, so this is the website. The other offer that I have, I want you to, if you want to start training, understanding your dog and training your dog using play and praise reward system without the use of treats or food, all you have to do, again, if you want to start for free, go to my website, sarodogtraining.com, and click on Start Here. start here. Go ahead and fill out the form, these 2 questionnaires, your email and your first name, and let's get started. And there you're going to start going through a mini training class where he's going to teach you how to train your dog without treats. But don't worry, I am going to explain it live as well, and these information would be online as well. I will be going through this information throughout the course as well. So let's get started on let me just quickly take a look at questionnaires here. John Kipola says, I'll get the puppy one-on-one course. Yes, get it now. Even though John, I think I remember that you haven't got your puppy yet, or you're planning to get, or you're getting it soon. Whatever reason, get it now. Get the course now. Go through the course now before it's too late, and prepare yourself for the puppy, right? That's a good option at the moment, and you can take advantage of that. Josine, I think, is it suitable for 8 months dog? My puppy training one-on-one course, it is suitable for you. Yes. Let me see. Where am I? Okay. So let me show you. So if you go to my services and online dog training courses, the puppy training one-on-one course is the course that is ideal for Josiah. The reason is, again, this is for puppies up to about 4 to 6 months of age, depending on the breed. So this is the course that you want to go ahead and register for. Again, do it now before you get the puppy, or as soon as you get the puppy, or a month or 2 before you get the puppy. You want to go through the course, get prepared, get to know what to do, how to prepare the environment and the mindset to get started on having the puppy, what to do, what not to do. Yes, that's the ideal time to get, not after you get the puppy. For beagles, yes, especially for beagles. Yes, Josiah is asking, is this ideal for 8-month-old beagle? Yes, especially for 8-month-old beagle. It's ideal for any breed, any dog, but yes, because I have beagles myself, I use beagles, and in the course, and I go through the teaching and training, everything that you need to know, especially with beagles. So definitely ideal for beagles. So yeah, keep the questions coming, and I'm going to start with my presentation at the moment, and I'm going to talk about whether we need to use treats to train dogs or not. So I want to give you a story, okay? It's a story time, right? So what I mean by that is, training dogs with treats didn't just started. It started many years ago, but 50, 70 years ago, right? Not too long ago, but not just yesterday either. Before that, dogs were not being trained, right? Humans and dogs lived nicely together. They didn't train them. They didn't need to train them. Everything was going well. Humans could teach or expect some behaviors that was wanted from their dogs. Just imagine, it's 1800s, right? We're going back in time, 1800s, 1900. Let's go a little bit forward, 1900s. It's 1910, let's say, that time, right? Everybody is living in a farm setting, right? Everything is very, I would say, minimum, right? And dogs are living with humans, right? And everything is going well. All of a sudden, industrial production started booming, and people started to come to live in the urban environment. in the cities. They started building cities and started building, houses and buildings in the cities, right? And people started moving to the city. In 1915 to 1920s, they started moving in the cities, and they started bringing their dogs with them into the city. Now, before that, dogs and humans were living in a farm setting. The dogs were open, free to do whatever they wanted to do in the open field, right? Now we are living in the 1920s, 1950s. We are living in the city, and we have our dogs, and we are living in a small house, right? Or in a building, and we are bringing our dogs with us, right? We bring the dogs with us in the city, and now, as we're living in the city, our dogs are not doing the same thing that they used to do 10, 15 years ago. So they start developing bad behaviors, unwanted behaviors that it didn't used to happen before, right? Behaviors that are very strange and unknown to humans. So people started having dog problems. Dogs were behaving badly. Dogs were behaving differently. Dogs were behaving very unusual, right? So things are going as is, and then all of a sudden, a professor in some part of this world, his name is Ivan Pavlov, decided to study human digestion. And he used dogs to do this experiment and to do this study, Ivan Pavlov. During this study and research, he noticed that this dog was behaving certain way when food was presented. When they were bringing the food, he would start responding to food and get very, very excited. And then just every day, they brought, let's say they brought the food at 12 p.m. At 12 p.m. they would bring the food, but someday they brought the food at 1 p.m. But around 12 p.m. the dog starts salivating, thinking about the food, because every day was the same. And the dog got used to the idea that at 12 p.m. I get the food, I'm not getting the food, started salivating. It started, Ivan Pavlov started to figure out, okay, this is something interesting. The dog is salivating, even though the food is not presented. And that's how this study became the foundation for some dog people. Dog lovers and dog people in the world, they started years later, they started using this concept as, we could use food to train dogs, because Ivan Pavlov did this study, so we better use this system. So in a way, dog training using treats got introduced to dog world, where in a way we are introducing a very unnatural method of dog training, and we're using a method that is not natural. The reason it's not natural is because before that, again, right, in 1900s, early 1900s, we were not using treats to train dogs, right? We were not even training dogs, right? The concept of training dogs came later, when the problems of dogs started to occur in dog world in urban environment. So training dogs using treats, in my opinion, is a very unnatural thing to do, because you are introducing something that is not natural to a dog. What I mean by is not natural to a dog is something that a dog is not born to pay attention to. Yes, food and treats are very important to dogs, but it's not something that they look forward to it. as a food person who needs, for example, myself, I need food. I need to eat food, but it doesn't mean that food is motivating me to live, right? I need food to stay alive, but I don't need food to be motivated to do my daily tasks, right? So the same thing happens with dogs. Dogs, they don't live to eat. They eat to live. There's a difference, right? They don't live for food. They want to eat to stay alive, right? So when you introduce treats or food to train your dog, what you're doing is you're adding an unnatural method, unnatural approach to the dog training itself, plus to your relationship. Now, dog trainers if you do your research and if you search everywhere on the online and offline, all dog trainers are using treats. The reason they use treats is because they don't know anything else. That's how dog training foundation has been built, based on treat training. Some dog trainers, they use treats because they want to seem that they're not harming the dog. They seem friendly, they seem nice, they seem kind, right? That's why they use treats. Some trainers, they have no idea why they're using treats. That's the only thing that they've learned, and they're using treats because they have no idea, they don't know anything else. And some dog trainers also, they just use treats because they think that's the foundation of dog psychology and dog training, where they cannot explore anything else. And the biggest dog trainer on YouTube, which is Zach George, and everybody thinks he's the best dog trainer. And I'm going to give you an example, actually. I'm going to show you something. Just think of it this way. If a dog trainer who's trying to teach you is using treats to train dogs, then what's the difference between this dog trainer and you, normal people? If dog trainer has to use treats to train dogs, and you have to use treats to train dogs, then what's the difference in there? What's the difference between a dog trainer and dog owner? A dog trainer, for example, myself, I can train dogs without treats or with the treats too. I can treat train too, but I choose not to. But I can train dogs without treats as well. And that is the reason why I want you to understand that it's possible to train dogs without treats. Because if I can do it, you can do it too, right? And if I am using treats to train dogs and show you how to use treats to train dogs, then what's the difference between me and you again? So let's watch a clip from a video here. Let me see if I can share here. Let's watch a clip here, and let's see what this trainer does. This is Zach George, okay? This is Zach George, and he's training a dog.
Opportunities when you're in a new place. I mean, here we have some broken glass that we have to watch out for. I want to be preemptive because I don't want to mess around with her accidentally getting a piece of that. Look at me. Yes.
So he's using treats right away.
Come on.
And look at this. This constantly
just wanted
using
to be extra
treats.
careful. There we go.
And he's
Good girl.
feeding this
So,
puppy.
there we go. Don't give your puppy
constantly
too much
treats.
of a benefit of the doubt. I really want to improve Kona's heel. She's shown so much potential at such a young age for this, and she has been so adaptable thus far in various environments that if we could get her walking nicely on leash out here, that would be a huge plus.
So first of all, let me tell you here. In my opinion, to bring a puppy to this environment, for example, is too early, too fast. This is too much for a puppy, first of all. The puppy is overwhelmed with all the sounds and smells and sights that is already being exposed, right? On top of that, you're forcing the dog to eat, to be treat trained, right? And this treat training is the problem, right? you could take your puppy and let your puppy to be exposed to this environment as it wants, but reduce using treats. Treats are not, this is not the place and time to use treats. This is, first of all, it's already the dog is overwhelmed with all these exposures that is happening to it with sounds, sights, and smells. And on top of that, you are just pushing your dog to start paying attention to the treat. The dog is not paying attention to the Zach or the dog trainer. Pay attention to the body language of the dog and Zach as well.
Let me pick up where we left off yesterday and just kind of remind her what this whole exercise is about. Easy, yes.
So is the dog paying attention to
Zach? We just introduced that
it's
concept
just
yesterday.
Focused
if your
on
puppy
the food.
takes treats really rough, watch the last episode. What's this? Look at me. Yes. Since I'm in public here, I really want to make this heel training exercise as easy as I can for her, even if that means giving her tiny bits of the treat that I'm holding every half step. After all, she's a young puppy. Obviously, today, this is still very lure dependent. This is a brand new behavior, but maybe by the end of this lesson, I can get a few examples of her healing without having to have a treat so obviously in front of her. Since she does follow this lure so well, I'm really trying to refine that spin into heel position. She's really doing well on that. And of course, it takes a little bit of time to phase out the...
So are you noticing the body language of the puppy or the dog? The dog is not paying attention at all to Zach. I strongly believe is not learning how to heel either. It is just focused on the food. And this is one of the negative side effects of using treats to train dogs. First of all, you're forcing the dog to do something that is not natural, right? It's not natural to be eating like that and walking, right? Second of all, it's not natural for this dog to be in this environment and be trained, right? This is not the training time. This is not the training environment, first of all, right? This is too much already for the dog to be outside. And then on top of that, you're feeding the dog. And the other thing is, dogs are not supposed to be eating 24/7. Even though he's saying I'm giving him small pieces of treats every one step, it is still too much, right? It is already too much to feed a dog that much food, first of all. And second of all, dogs are not supposed to be eating all the time. Dogs are supposed to be eating food once or twice per day. Most of the time, dogs should be eating. The realistic way of looking at dog food and eating is dogs should be eating every few days. Every few days they should be eating. They shouldn't be eating every day. But as a human being, we tend to get used to the idea that since we eat, we need to feed our dogs. But if you're feeding your dog, you should be feeding your dog maybe once or twice a day. And that's it. 5 o'clock, let's say 7 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the evening. That's it. Feeding is done. No more food throughout the day. You shouldn't be feeding your dog. Why? Because every time dogs are eating, or even humans are eating, whatever you put in your stomach, whether it's a small piece of cookie or a big piece of treat, it spikes the insulin. And when it spikes insulin, there's lots of health issues that are going to happen and develop when that happens. So you're not supposed to be feeding your dog all the time. And this is not healthy. This is, from health point of view, training like this for a dog is not healthy.
The lure on this one, but my objective with doing this right now is just to get that muscle memory intact. Dogs have to learn how to use all 4 of their legs in distinct ways moving forward. When your dog is heeling, you want them paying strict attention to you. Do keep in mind though, heel is not how you would walk her on a regular basis. It's just a more disciplined form of walking, which is important.
Right? So in that scenario, he's trying to teach the dog to heel. So heeling, first of all, let me give you other example, other issues here. Heel is a command that it develops very later on with the dog. It doesn't happen in that young age, and you're not supposed to teach the dog to puppy at that young age to heel. When you teach a dog too fast and too soon certain behaviors, certain commands, you're actually going to be digging a hole for yourself, because you're not teaching the proper lessons in proper order, right? Healing, first of all, it's a behavior that it's very short. It happens in a very short session, like, within it. Maybe you could heal a dog for a minute maximum. It's not part of the walk itself. Dogs shouldn't be healing with you the whole time that they're walking. It is not natural. That's not how dogs, first of all, should be walking. That's not how dogs need to walk. Dogs should have the ability to explore their environment. They have to have the freedom to do whatever they want in the walk. And for a puppy at that young age to be forced to walk beside you, and while you're feeding it treats and expecting it to walk beside you, is not going to work with you. You're not gonna get the benefits. And the problem with this training method and this system is that you, as a viewer, as a dog lover, you watch this and you start practicing this or do and repeat this, and then you don't get results, right? You don't get results because you're not doing something natural with the dog, right? It's very unnatural to, first of all, walk a dog with a heel position, feeding it, and also doing it in a public environment with a young puppy. So these are things that you have to learn, and these are things that you learn on my online courses. And when you are on my online courses, you learn those do's and don'ts to do it properly, okay? And again, when it comes to health and not being natural to train a dog, right? Imagine you are. Let's go back to nature. When animals are in nature, wild animals are in nature, what they do is they just hang around. And all of a sudden they get hungry. They say, you know what, it's time to go and hunt and eat, right? So they get prepared for the hunt, for the kill. So they start getting ready and they go and hunt. They run like maniac to get the prey, and they kill it and they eat it. And when they catch the food, they eat it really full, and they don't eat for a few days, right? They don't eat for a few days. Every few days, animals in the wild will eat, especially the predators. Your dog is a predator. Predators, it's not natural for them to be eating all the time. What they do is they kill, eat, that's it. For a few days, they don't eat. So understand that concept too, and put that in your mind whenever you're trying to use treats to train dog. You're not supposed to do this all day long with your dog. It's very unnatural. So I want you to also understand that concept, right? So when we are using this method, let me see what happened to the share screen. Okay, so when you're doing this,
urban environments like this, but sometimes you just have to let your dog be a dog and take a normal walk without healing too. In fact, most of the time, you should do that. Kona.
You see, that's what I say. Most of the time, dogs need to be walking without heeling. Heeling is not something that you teach it. So he corrected himself, right? So I have no, I want you to understand, I'm not bashing him. I'm not bashing Zach George or anything. It's just that I'm sharing my point of view of his method. Actually, he's one of the trainers that I really had fun when I was starting to train dogs. He is one of the oldest. He's not very old, but he's one of the oldest dog trainers who has been on media. Actually, I remember watching him when he was teaching tricks to other dogs. Right, he was teaching tricks, not training them, but teaching tricks, and he was using play and praise to teach the dogs these tricks. But when he transitioned from, I would say, TV to YouTube, he went 100% treat training, and it just became a treat training channel. And if you watch all of his videos, he's always using treats to train dogs. And this is something, a movement that happened also to many other dog trainers in the world. Even Cesar Millan switched from no treat training to treat training. If you watch Cesar Millan now, he's always using treats as well. Again, the reason they're using treats is because they want to please you. They want to make sure that you see them as kind people. They want you to see them as that they're not harming the dogs. And if you watch my videos where I don't use treats or food to train dogs, you will see that I'm also a kind person, right? I'm also a kind, gentle dog trainer, even though I don't use treats or food. And it's possible to train dogs without the treats if you do the right way. And these are things that you learn on my online courses again. If you want to join one of my online courses this week and get started on training your dog properly and learn how to train your dog using play and praise reward system, I have a sale going on, which is only for live viewers like you at the moment that you're watching this live show. And I'm offering this sale for this weekend only, July 4th, 5th, and 6th. You get 50% off of all of my online courses when you use the code I love my dog 50 in the checkout section of the course. And if you use I love my dog 50 code, you get 50% off for any of the courses which are available on my online courses on my website. So take advantage of that. So do we need to use treats to train dogs? Naturally, no. Is it okay to use treats to train dogs? Yes, it's okay. Do you have to use it? No, you don't have to use it. No, we're okay there. So do you need to use treats to train dogs? No, you don't need to. What do you have to use instead? In my opinion, something that is more natural. What is natural reward for a dog? Is play and praise. Dogs are naturally born with the idea of they want to be praised and they want to be playing. They want to have a good time, right? If you use these two rewards, you will get the best results. Dogs have been bred and designed by humans for humans. So we breed only the good dogs who are willing to work with us, right? Who are willing to cooperate with us. So if we use good, positive reinforcement, which are play and praise, instead of treats or food, which are not natural, even though you think, okay, my dog has to be fed, then it's natural for me to use treats. It's a natural thing to eat, yes, at the right time, at the right place, at the right setting, not to be eating all the time. Feeding has a time and a place. Food has a time and a place, right? Especially predator animals. They only eat when they are hungry. If they are not hungry and you feed them, you're going against nature. So think of it that way, okay? Play and praise. Every dog is motivated with play and praise. And I'm going to do some problem solving as well during the live session today. Like, for example, if my dog, I hear a lot of this concept that if my dog is not very play motivated or is not praise motivated, what do I do? I'll tell you what you need to do. Let me just quickly go through the comments. Let me see if there are any questions or something that we can use and talk about. So, John Kipola, I just settled into my new home. Now I'm waiting for the puppy. I want to know. Yes, I want to do it your way. I do not want my dog begging at dinner table. So this is a good comment. This is a good point that John has brought. One other downside of using treats to train dogs is that you create a dog who's going to be foodie even more. So many dog owners, they tell me, oh, my dog is very foodie, so that's why I need to use food. It's food to train my dog. It's food motivated. So let's analyze this. There are two types of dogs probably: food motivated and not food motivated, right? Let's think of it that way, okay? Food motivated or not food motivated. Those who are not food motivated, they're obviously telling you clearly that I'm not food motivated, don't use food. So you have to use something else to motivate your dog. Treats is not the one, right? So play and praise would fit in very well with those dogs. There are dogs who, or in a way, the dog owner feels that the dog is food motivated. So let's pretend that your dog is food motivated. If you think that your dog is food motivated, that is natural and normal. Every living thing in the world is food motivated. Even those dogs that we thought that they are not food motivated, they are food motivated. It's just that they don't give a damn about the food as much as the other ones do, right? They don't care as much as the other ones do, right? They are food motivated. Every living thing is food motivated. Food motivated is basically, I need food. I need food too. You need food too. Everybody needs food. We're all food motivated. But just because we think and we assume that our dogs are food motivated doesn't mean that we need to use food to train them. No. Because if your dog is food motivated, let's say, I'm going to use a very bad example here. Let's say if a person is addicted to drugs, right? If somebody is addicted to drugs, would you use drugs to get rid of that addiction or not? So if a dog is food motivated, do you need to use food to get rid of the foodiness? So if you use food, you're actually putting more fuel to the flame. Especially if you have a dog who's food motivated, you shouldn't be using treats or food to train that dog. Because if you do, then you're adding more sensitivity and getting your dog to focus more on the food rather than anything else. So a dog who's begging on the dinner table is because you have either used food to train your dog, or you making your dog to feel and see and express and experience food as the most important thing in the world. So imagine you're feeding your dog 2-3 times a day, and then every occasion that your dog does something, you're feeding it treats, and then you train and you use treats. So the dog almost, let's say 18 hours a day, is experiencing food, and nothing else. So it's all it's thinking about is food. So that is a problem. That is why you get a dog who begs on the dinner table, because you put too much you're putting too much emphasis. You're emphasizing food to your dog as much as possible, instead of doing the opposite. And John says, I think you're talking about Zach George, and find him very annoying. I see, to be honest with you, I find it annoying too, especially that I am dog trainer, and I'm a dog trainer who uses no treats, and I see him just feeding the dog treats. It just annoys me too. He's a good person though. Definitely. Jolie Begum. Yes, emphasis. Very educational session, Sarah. Thank you so much for making us an educated dog lover. You are very welcome. Thank you for being here. Exactly, yes. One of the downsides of creating content for dog owners is that you have to be aware that you're trying to please the viewer, right? And for me, as a dog trainer who is a creator too, I'm trying to figure out a way that will make my viewers to watch my views and benefit the most. And I don't like to use a dog or dogs in my videos, because what it does, it creates that expectation that the viewer is watching, okay, the dog was like this, and then at the end of the video it's like this, which is very unrealistic, right? And that is some of the approaches of some of these big YouTube trainers. They title it, for example, oh, this dog was almost trying to kill me, it was so aggressive. And you watch the video, nothing like that happens, right? Maybe just the dog barked or growled a few times, that's about it. And they emphasize in a big form, in a way that make you watch the video, but you watch it as an entertainment. You don't really get much benefit from these videos. I'm trying to create videos that it gives you the behind the scene of thinking about dog training, right? More realistic. It's not me putting the dog in the situation that will be more entertaining for you to watch, but it's more educational. I want you to learn the reality of dog training. Even though, for example, again, I'm going to talk about Zach George. He has this series of reality, really dog training dogs. This is the reality of it is. That's not the reality in a way. That shouldn't be like that. Dog training shouldn't be like that, right? He's trying too much, too hard, and is giving the wrong information to dog owners, unfortunately. And unfortunately, I get annoyed too. John Kipola is saying, how much success will the dog have in training regarding proper teaching techniques or the owner's personality? I just hope the puppy will bond with me. This is a good question. So let me explain. When it comes to dog training, the reality is 60 to 70% of dog training is dog owner training. 20, 30, 40% of it is the dog training itself. What I mean by that is dogs in general, if you remember in the beginning, I said dogs really don't need training, right? We didn't used to train dogs. The only thing that we're doing when we have dogs and we are training them is teaching them how to live with the human in a human society, in an urban society. That's all we're trying to do. Dogs know how to live. They know how to survive. They know how to go with their lives. The only thing and the difference is that dogs, unfortunately, have to live in an urban environment with humans. And when that happens, there's the conflict. There's where the problems start. And educating the dog owner about what to do and what not to do and how to do things is the most important part of, I would say, training dogs. As a dog trainer, I don't really train dogs. I train the dog owner. I'm training the dog owner to do the right thing. For instance, I educate dog owners, okay, don't over-exercise the dog, because if you over-exercise a dog, even though all dog trainers, they say exercise the dog, it's the wrong strategy. It's the wrong mindset. You shouldn't be over-exercising a dog. You shouldn't be exercising the dog more than an hour, for instance. Because if you do, not only you're causing health issues to develop in the dog, you're creating a dog who's going to be hyperactive, right? Hyperactive behaviors are developed because dogs are being over-exercised. When you over-exercise a dog, you're thinking that, okay, I'm tiring this dog physically, but you need to understand that dogs are animals that they don't need to be physically stimulated mostly. They need to mentally be stimulated. So 70% of stimulation should be mental, only 30% should be physical. Again, going back to the example that I gave in the wild, wild animals, wild predators, what they do, they just lie down all day. They just chill. They just lie down. And when they get hungry, they move, exercise, to get the hunt done, to kill it, eat it, and then rest again. And they actually save their energy. They try to save their energy rather than wasting it by exercising for no reason. They want to keep and save that energy, so if somebody else is trying to attack them, they have the energy to take care of it, to run away. And they keep that energy and save that energy, because if they need to hunt, they need to have the energy to hunt. So this is the idea. Here's the concept that I want you to understand. So understanding these things as a human being, as a dog owner yourself, if you understand that, then you're going to start making less mistakes. And training is part of, I would say, the formula, but it's not everything. If you know me, the formula that I always share is that you need to provide your dog's daily 5 essential needs, which are exercise, training, socialization, care, and affection. Training is part of it, but it's not the only thing. You need to provide proper form of exercise, proper form of training and socialization, proper form of care, and then affection as well. Affection is the last thing that you need to share with your dog, right? Affection is the only thing that humans are focused on, for instance. I love my dog. I'm going to share a lot of affection with my dog, so that way my dog is going to get better and it's going to behave better. But that's not it. So understanding these little things, right, it changes the way your dog behaves as well. It changes the way your dog feels that it needs to behave, right? So in coming weeks, I'm going to be introducing you a new series called Wellness, You and Your Dog's Wellness. In that series, I'm going to talk about certain things that you need to be aware of as well. Certain things that you need to be doing. All right. So exercise, training, socialization, these three things is things that it makes the biggest impact in your dog. But there are so many other things that I'm going to be talking about in that series as well in between. So how much success will you get in your training as a dog owner? It depends on how many mistakes you make and what you do and what you don't do. So I hope that explains in a way, right? So remember, 60 to 70% of dog training is training you, the dog owner. If the dog owner is able to do the right thing, you will have a good dog. If you make mistakes and if you do the things the wrong way, even though you think you're doing the right thing, you will cause a lot of bad behaviors to develop in your dog. So for instance, again, if you over-exercise your dog, you're going to develop lots of bad behaviors in your dog because of hyperactivity. So it's very important to do the right thing. Josiane is asking, even puppies should be eating only twice a day? Yes. When they are very young, let's say younger than 4 months maybe, yes, you can feed them 3 times a day if you want. But understand, the less your body, this is another thing that we're going to talk about in my new series, You and Your Dog's Wellness. This is a preview kind of. So every time we eat, including your dog, every time we eat, your body has to work hard to digest it, to get it going and work on it. So every time you're putting food in your system, your body is working extra. You don't want to stress your body or your dog's body by keep feeding them food. Whether it's little food or it's a big special meal, you are putting stress in the system. And when you are putting stress in the system, you're going to be helping the body to develop health issues. So whether they are puppies or adults, it doesn't matter. They should be eating once or twice a day. Here again, another natural example. A lioness mom, when the puppy is is not drinking her milk anymore, they don't say, okay, it's time to feed my puppy 3 times a day. No, they go and kill. Whenever they catch food, they will feed the puppy. If they're lucky to get the food, they will get it. Cubs, the cubs, cubs of the lion. If they're lucky, they will eat anytime the parents been able to hunt. The parents of the cub don't say, you know what, I need to prepare breakfast or I need to prepare dinner or lunch for my cub. They feed the puppy whatever they eat, first of all, and second of all, whatever they are able to catch. That's what nature tells us. I always like to follow what nature tells. I haven't had, John Kipola is saying, I haven't had a puppy in 20 years, so the puppy training 101 course will be a refresher for me and some new ideas. Definitely. I would say, I guarantee you 90% would be new ideas. Refresher, you know, my system is very different from other training systems. One of the things that I would proudly would say is I'm the only dog training course online and offline who provides dog training without the use of treats or food. You can do your research, you would not find. I'm the only one, this is the only online course that you can find on internet and offline that teaches you how to train your dog without the use of treats or food, not to put emphasis on food. This is the only course. So you're going to be given and provided a lot of fresh new ideas. You will be one of the lucky ones, I guarantee you, that would be able to get involved with this content. No one else, nowhere else, this content is available. This was an excellent class for me. I think I was reinforcing Jack's food motivator behavior by giving treats to him. Yes. And, even his guarding behavior. Yes. So you see, Josiane, let me, hold on. Josiane. I am having a hard time with your name, but it's a beautiful name. And I hate that I'm sounding it different, but you have a beautiful name, and I'm sorry that I'm butchering it, but one of the problems with dog training is that everybody is Josiane. I think that's Josiane. Okay, Josiane. One of the problems with dog training is I hate to use that dog owners have been brainwashed with the idea that treats or food are the only thing that I need to use to train my dog. The problem is, in a way, dog food companies and dog treat manufacturers have done a great job of brainwashing dog owners that, hey, you have to buy my treats or my food to train your dog. Otherwise, your dog is not going to be trained. So their only goal is to sell you the product. So as a dog trainer who doesn't use treats, I cannot promote dog foods and treats in my channel, for example, right? So no food company is contacting me, no dog food company is contacting me to say, can you promote our dog treats or our dog food? Because they know that I wouldn't promote anything, right? And for instance, Zach George, all he does is basically promotes dog food. All of his videos start with promotion, and then just sells that product. And if you see, the only thing that he does is just promotes food.
Which we all know is good for us. If you start off by feeding your puppy a really premium food while they're growing,
for example,
it'll make a huge difference as they get older. Just for our viewers, you can get 30% off of select Solid Gold products by going to solidgoldpet.com/Zach off of the link below. We're going to go find a place to...
Right? So all he does in his channel is promote dog treats, dog food, and dog food companies are contacting him. And the reason he is getting promoted so well is because he sells products, right? And I'm very careful about the products that I use. I don't believe in feeding dogs, first of all, kibble or dry food. I don't believe in it's not natural, it's not healthy food to feed dogs. That I do believe that most of dog treats are full of garbage, full of unnatural ingredients that will cause not only the fact that you're feeding your dog is unhealthy all day long, and the ingredients in the treats also are full of garbage as well. So you're adding more fuel to the fire as well. It doesn't matter what you're feeding your dog. It doesn't matter if you're feeding the healthiest treat in the world or the most expensive treat in the world. You're still feeding your dog. Your dog shouldn't be fed all day long. Understanding that changes the way you approach dog training. And in your mind, maybe you would say, oh, it's difficult. It's very hard to train a dog without treats. I guarantee you, it's not. The reason you find it hard because you have been dependent so much on treats that you are not capable of doing anything by treats. The simplest thing is that you remove the treats from your life and approach it without treats. See, how can you connect to your dog without treats? Are you capable of connecting to your dog without treats? If you cannot connect with your dog with treats, then you are addicted and dependent on treats, and your dog is dependent and addicted to treats. And that is a problem. You have to fix that. You have to change your approach. Anish Dev says hello. Hello, Anish. Thank you for being here. Jolie Begum is saying, play and praise is the best treat we can give to our dogs. They deserve the best version of us. Definitely. That's when you approach a dog training or you approach your dog with using play and praise, your dog is getting the best of you. Exactly. Your dog is getting the best of you. Let me explain this part. What is the best reward for a dog? Guess what is the best reward for a dog? I'll give you a few seconds to think about it. If you want, you can share your answer in the comments or in the chat area. Let me know what is the best reward for the dog. Let me see if you can guess it right. What is the best reward for a dog? Josie says fetch. John says our praise. Very good. These are good answers. Very good answers. Yeah. Let me tell you. Let me give you the answer. The best reward for your dog is interaction. Interaction with you. The fact that you're paying attention to your dog is the best reward for a dog. If you really interact with your dog with your heart and soul, if you really deeply interact with your dog because you really dedicate that moment to interact with your dog and say, you know what, I'm going to forget about all the things that are happening on my phone. I'm going to put it away. I'm going to forget about everything that is happening in the world. I'm going to forget about all my problems and I'm going to focus on, just going to focus on you. If you do that, if you sincerely, deeply interact with your dog is going to do anything that you want. Anything that you want, your dog is going to say, you know what, I'll do it for you because you are actually interacting with me. You're paying attention to me. And if you do that, that's where success starts. Josie is asking how to deal with anxiety separation without leaving treats hidden in the house. Separation anxiety, Josie, is a problem that not only is related to food, food has a reason why separation anxiety happens. But as I just said, your dogs, if you interact with your dog, that's the best reward. So dogs are looking for the interactions. Again, going back to what I was saying, dogs have been bred and designed by humans for humans. So that means dogs need humans. And if you separate the dog from human, that's where anxiety begins. Dogs naturally need the human. That's why we breed them. And if you separate them, anxiety happens. Now, it doesn't mean that your dog has to be attached to you 24/7, but what it means is you have to teach your dog to tolerate your absence. And that's possible only by using proper approach and proper training and proper form of introducing the concept of you can tolerate my absence. So one of the things that I teach in my online course is the wait command. Wait command teaches the dog to learn that I can wait for my my owner. There's a difference between wait and stay. I'm going to quickly explain this. Stay means your dog is in front of you, are in front of your dog can see you, and it's about 5 to 10 minutes of stay. So what it means, the dog sits and stays maximum for 10 minutes, and you are in view of your dog can see you. Now, if you accomplish this, if you are able to ask your dog to sit and stay for 10 minutes without moving a muscle, then you can move to the next lesson, which is wait. In wait, you are not there. Your dog is just waiting for you, right? Your dog is saying, you know what? I know my human is going to come, so I'm going to wait for it. You teach this to your dog. And the way you teach it is you teach it slowly. Teach it to go from 10 minutes of stay with you to 1 minute of wait, 2 minutes of wait, 5 minutes of wait, 10 minutes of wait, 20 minutes of wait, half an hour wait while you are not there. So these are the things that we learn in the my online course. You learn to teach your dog to wait for you. If you teach them this, if you teach them to tolerate your absence, the anxiety is going to go away. The main reason dogs become anxious when you leave is because, first of all, in nature, if a bunch of animals, bunch of predators, especially again, bunch of wolves, let's say, if they are together and one of them is kind of ill or sick or injured, the group is going to leave that one wolf alone and is going to leave them alone because this wolf is useless now. It's going to bring trouble to this pack. So they leave and push this injured one away. And when they do this lone wolf is the worst thing that you can do to this wolf, because now this lone wolf is dead. So the same concept applies when it comes to dogs. When you leave a dog home alone, the dog says, oh, I'm dead. This is the worst thing that is going to happen to me. My pack left me alone and left. I'm going to die. And that's why the separation anxiety kicks in. That's when the anxiety kicks in, right? But if you teach the dog that that's okay, I'm not leaving you alone. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with our relationship. I'm just going to go somewhere and come back. If you teach that to your dog, which is very capable of learning that, and it's very easy to train the dog and teach the dog that, then the dog can tolerate your absence and is not going to have anxiety. Make sense? Very good. Next question is from Anish. I have 2 Beagle puppies which are 44 days and they are very aggressively that blood comes out. Is puppy one-on-one training suitable for 44-day-old Beagle puppies? Yes, for sure. This is for puppies, especially 6 weeks, 6 weeks old. When you have a puppy of 6 weeks, about 6 weeks old puppy, you're basically, you're not training it, you're raising it, right? And raising a puppy is different from training. In the online course, we go through this process of, first of all, raising the puppy properly, introducing the puppy to our urban life, urban society. Once they get introduced, then we start training them. In the beginning, it's very important to set up a good, great foundation for your puppy so your puppy can have the ability to learn. Remember, when you have a puppy, whether you got it from the puppy breeder or whether you got it from someone else, whenever you got a puppy, even an adult dog, whenever you bring that dog to your home, you're bringing that puppy or that dog to a new environment. And when you bring to a new environment, that puppy is going to be stressed, anxious naturally. So that anxiety and stress mindset is not the mindset to start training the dog. Most dog trainers will tell you that you got to train the dog, but I don't agree with that. You shouldn't be stressing the dog even more. That mindset is not ready to be trained. That mindset is asking you for help to help it to reduce the anxiety and stress. And you need to do the right thing, right steps. You need to take the right steps. You need to make the right moves and right actions to bring that stress level down. And when the stress level is down, then you start training it. You can't train a dog or a puppy who has high anxiety and high stress level. You can only train a dog who's in a low stress environment and has low anxiety, low to zero levels of anxiety. And the puppy training course, Puppy Training 101 course, teaches you how to raise your puppy and what you need to do and what you shouldn't be doing. It teaches you everything. It prepares you to have a successful adult dog. Again, without the use of treats, without adding more stress to our dogs. Remember, when you're training your dog using treats, you're adding stress to your dog. So you want to remove at least one of the stressors. I know it is natural and normal for you to think that we need to use treats, but it is not. It is not natural to use treats to train dogs. So Puppy Training 101 course, hold on. Puppy Training 101 course, right? It's ideal for any dog owner, any puppy owner up to 6 months of age. If you have a puppy, if you haven't got your puppy yet, this is ideal for it. Get this going before you get the puppy. If you have a puppy now, it's under 6 months old, get this and get started. If you have a puppy who is over 6 months old, you need to take a different puppy training course, right? So the reason I separated these is because puppy training is different than adult training. The functional dog training is for adult dog training. Puppy training is for puppies under 6 months of age. Hope that helps. I think the conversation that is going there is puppy 6 weeks old still too young? No, it is not too young. You can still get your education. Again, remember, 60 to 70% of puppy training or dog training is dog owner training. You have to be trained first. My goal is to train you. the first thing that I'm doing now is educating you so you can take this information and educate your dog or your puppy. So understanding what to do is the first step. The first step is to learn what to do, right? And when you know what you're supposed to do, then you do the right thing with your puppy. So learning what to do is very important. Anish is saying, I literally don't know what to do with my 44-day-old beagle and their aggressive behavior. So Anish, you need help. The course is available. Also, for this weekend, I have a special weekend sale. You get 50% off. Take advantage of it, first of all, and go ahead and register for the course so I can get you started and help you with everything that you need. All you have to do is just go to sarodogtraining.com/courses. Go to my website. I'm going to put the link in the chat area. Just click on that link and go to my website. Use the code I love my dog 50 to get 50% off, first of all, and that should give you some relief. Second of all, is not aggressive behavior. That is a natural, normal behavior of a puppy. They become like that because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're making a lot of mistakes at the moment, which drives you crazy, and whatever drives you crazy drives your puppy crazy too, right? And the actions that you're taking is causing your puppy to be even more stressed, right? And being more stressed causes your puppy to behave badly, which is a communication telling you that I'm stressed and I'm anxious, and you read it as aggression, you read it as misbehavior. It's just your puppy communicating to you that I'm stressed and anxious, I need help, I need you to help me to distress, and the actions that you're taking is not helping your puppy to distress. It's not aggressive. Puppies are not born aggressive. Puppies are born with a kind, clean, pure mind. And also, remember, yes, I forgot about this. Let me remind you as well that whenever you register for my course, right? Whenever you register for my course, you get one Zoom call with me as well. Whenever you need a one-on-one help with me, you get a one-on-one Zoom call with me as well. So anytime you have a bunch of problems and you want to talk to me about it, I'm there and I'm available to help you. It's included in the package, in the course. So make sure, again, to take advantage of that. Yes, to not make mistakes early on, and since you know beagles, being here is a no-brainer for me. Yes. Anish is asking, how many times can 44-day puppy eat in a day? You know what? I'll be honest with you. 44-day-old puppy is about 6 weeks old puppy. I'm not sure why you have a 6-week-old puppy with you. It's not, it's too early to separate the puppies from the parents, first of all. I don't know why this breeder has given you, I don't know why this breeder has given you the puppies this early. So I want you to understand, first of all, you have your puppies at your home too early. You're going to have some problems because of that, because you separated the puppies from the parents too early. you're going to have it. So I highly suggest you to do what you need to do properly, especially that you made the first mistake of bringing the puppies too early to your home. Second of all, these puppies, they need to eat, 2 or 3 times max, 3 times the max, no more than that. And how much to feed? As much as they need to. You just feed them as much as they need. I'm being told that, Josie, you are confused about which course to take. You have a puppy, right? And it's under 6 months old, I believe you said. You take the puppy training 101 course. You start with that. In few months, if you want, your puppy is 8 months old. Okay, your puppy is 8 months old. If you have a puppy who's 8 months old, then you should take, let me bring the page. If you have an 8 months old puppy, I've been told that you have an 8 months old puppy, then you should take the functional dog training. This is the course. In this course, we go over everything that we learned in the puppy course with another level. We go to the next level. If you have a puppy who's under 6 months old, you take the puppy training 101. If you have an 8 months old now, you take the functional dog training. I hope that clears up. Nola says, hi, Saro, just joined. Great. Thank you. That is amazing. Thank you for joining. I will see you in the course, in the online course, and I'm excited to work with you, actually, Nola. Unfortunately, I was told to treat train, but I always take his treats out of his daily food, otherwise one fat beagle. Yes, that, again, another reason why you shouldn't be using treats. It makes your dog to become overweight, fat, right? It's something unnatural. And the reason puppies or dogs gain weight. Oh, you just joined the live show. I thought you joined the online course. I'm sorry, Nola. I think one of the reasons why dogs become overweight is not only the fact that we are feeding them too often and too much, but we are feeding them bad quality of food as well. For example, if you're feeding your dog kibble or dry food, you're probably feeding it the wrong food. That's a different story. I can't find any other beagle specific trainers either. I know I'm probably the only beagle trainer on YouTube and in the world too. Nola is saying, years ago in the 70s, when I got my second dog, no one even talked about treat training. I never had any problem then. Oh, that is interesting fact that you're bringing up, actually. Yeah, 70s. Dog training with treats, it's basically started around 40s, 50s, and went away and then came back in 60s, and then went away and came back in, I would say, 90s. So it goes and comes, right? It comes and goes. You are very welcome. But that is a very interesting fact, Nola, you're bringing it. In 70s, even in 70s, people didn't use treat training. I mean, everything has changed, yes, but treat training is something that it comes and goes, and it's something that people use it because they feel like, they're kinder to their dogs. If they use treats, they will look like they are kinder to their dogs. And yes, I agree with this comment as well. Once you train a beagle, they have the upper hand and refuse to do anything without them. This applies to any dog. Once you start using treats to train your dog is going to be expecting, is going to be demanding, and it's going to be just focused on doing whatever you're trying to teach or communicate with treats. And without treats, they will say, you know what, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it without treats. I've never done it without treats. I don't know what to do, right? So definitely. Yes, I agree with that. Do you use clicker for training at all? No, I don't use clicker. My opinion about clickers is clickers are, first of all, an additional step in dog training. Clickers are a method that has come recently, again, recently has come in dog training. They used to use it in animals. Clicker trainings are, in a way, good tool to use with wild animals, not with domesticated animals. A domesticated dog, you don't need to use clickers. They can very well understand what you're trying to say and explain. They learn it. They're super smart. Dogs are very intelligent. They can learn everything quickly. You don't need to bring another step in the training. I remember once I was walking in the park and I saw this man. He was with his dog walking, and I could tell that he had just probably started going to the dog training class, because he was carrying a clicker and treats and his dog. And his dog saw my dog from far and started reacting. So the owner was clicking and treating and yelling and stop it and no and clicking. And he was doing everything that he had learned, thinking that he was training the dog. So, and then I approached him and I said, I can see that you have been to a class and you just learned about click training. And he goes, yeah, it's stupid thing. I don't know when to use it. I don't know what to do with it. It's stupid, but I've been told to do it. So he was just doing whatever he thought he was doing, right? And you know, an additional step. I mean, to correct the dog first, and then feed the dog, and then click the dog, and then click it, and then treat it. It was just, he was all mess. So I don't really believe that you need to add any additional step to your training when you're training an intelligent animal like dog. If you watch my videos, one thing that you see and notice is the dogs are learning. They can learn anything that you can teach a dog. Everything that I show you in my channel, every command that you learn, every command that you see in my channel, in my course, the dogs that I'm teaching are doing better, or even the same or better than the dogs that you watch on somewhere else are used treats or clickers. So if a dog can do without clickers and treats, why are we even bothering to use treats? Treats is another step that you're adding to your training. You know what I mean? Clickers, treats, shock collars, prong collars, tools, aversive tools are all additional steps that you're adding, which is unnecessary to use to add to the steps. You don't need to. It's not needed. Okay, let me go through the comments quickly, because fetch is a good game to play, yes. What is the best word to use for the dog when it's time to go potty? Potty training is something that you know, again, one of those things. You don't have to potty train your puppy. Your puppy or your dog has the natural need of doing the potty, right? All you have to do is just take it at the right time, at the right right time. Let your puppy to go to do his business at the right time. Puppies usually need every 2 hours. Adult dogs need every few hours, right? Puppies, every 2 hours, you take them out anyways and let them do their business. You don't have to word it. You don't have to teach it. Potty training is not what you think. So that's what we learn in our online course. My online course is, yes, there is a way to teach, but you don't need to verbalize it. Dogs, everybody has to go. They will go. You just have to take it at the right time, time that they need to go. Let me just see if there is any question. How do you get the puppy to relax when she first comes home? You confine the puppy. You don't give freedom. You make the place small. That gives relaxation to your puppy, plus other stuff. Can 2 44-day-old puppies put in the same crate for crate training? I highly don't suggest, but because they are separated from their parents, I would say yes. For now, keep them in the same crate. But once they are, let's say, 8 weeks, 12 weeks and older, you want to separate them and put them in a different crates, separate crates. For now, they need each other. For now, because they're too young, they need each other to give to hold on, I'm looking for the word to give each other comfort. Yes, that's the word that I'm looking for. For comfort, they need to be together for now, but once they are 12 weeks and older, you can separate them. You can separate them, put them in a different crates. Definitely. Carpin says, have you got toilet training videos? Of course. If you go to my channel, here's let me show you something. First of all, if you go to my channel, if you need any videos, any topic, just go, for example, here on the search, right? This is my channel. You go to search. You see here, it says search. Let's say toilet. Just put toilet. I'm going to put toilet. There. It shows you potty training videos, right? All the potty training videos. I have more videos about potty training, but if you put potty, see, I put potty in here, it will show you even more. I have a playlist about potty training, so it's right there. So all you have to do is go to my channel, on the search area right there, put any topic that you want to learn about. Let's say you want to teach your dog the sit command. Just put sit. There's the teach sit command. Let's say you want to learn about something. Let's say you want to learn about food, what to feed my dog. Put food. All the topics about food will come. So that is a tip that I will highly share with you, highly suggest to you. and it will give you a lot of information, a lot of help there. So if you need, I'm going to share with you the link about potty training, which is, I'm going to put it in a chat area. I'm going to call it toilet training. Okay, it's in the chat area right now. Josie, you're saying I misunderstood. Sorry. Well, I missed one-on-one. Jack is 8 months old now. What course would you? Oh, okay. I just explained that. Yes, the functional dog training. That would be the course that you want to take. So let me show you again. This functional dog training. So not the puppy training, but functional dog training. Nola is asking, how do I stop my beagle eating other dogs' poop, worrying he'll get ill? The most I distract him, to more he goes for it. Only started during lockdown thing. It's an attention thing. There are many reasons why dogs eat poo. One of the main one is because they want to. It tastes good, you know. Believe it or not, most dogs, especially dogs who are eating not healthy food, they tend to not be able to digest their food fully. So whatever comes out is undigested. So other dogs, they smell that and they want to go for it to eat the food that hasn't been digested. That's one reason. The other reason is because it's a good source of some of the minerals and vitamins that they miss and lack in their current diet, so they can get it from the poop. And the other thing, there are many reasons. Actually, I'm thinking of doing a new updated video about this topic, which I'll do pretty soon. But yes, so it's something that they tend to do it because there's something lacking in their life. Could be, either physically they are lacking some nutrition, minerals, something, or emotionally they're lacking something. Could be also simply, yes, it might be doing it for entertainment. Anish, can you suggest a course that can help with Beagle dog show training? Well, this is a good, interesting question. First of all, if you want to show your dog, you have to start with the basic training. Any dog training, anything that you're going to do with your dog. Let's say you want to do agility or fly ball or show dog or hunting or searching or protection, whatever you want to do with your dog, you have to have the foundation. And the way you build that foundation is by training the basic commands, right? And the way you're going to teach your puppy the basic commands is, Anish, I'm not sure, I can't remember if you mentioned or not, I'm not sure how old is your beagle, but if you have a puppy, if it's a puppy, you go with the puppy training 101. If it's older than 6 months old, you go with the functional dog training. This teaches you and your dog the foundation, and then on top of this foundation, you have to start building the show dog training. Show dog training is not I would say is not as strict as, let's say, protection. Show dog is just the dog has to be fully paying attention to the dog owner, and needs to be walking without the pulling on the leash, and so those aspects. It has to be looking good, and all that. And yes, the functional dog training will get you started on that course, on that path that you're taking, show dog. All right. Okay. I went through all the questions, and I want to thank you all for joining my live session today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you benefited from it. If you still, again, if you want to take advantage of learning and training your dog without the use of treats or food, make sure to take advantage of the sale that we have going on this weekend, July 4th, 5th, and 6th, which is Friday, Saturdays, and Sunday this weekend. You will get 50% off on all of the online courses on Saro Dog Training. All you have to do is enter the code in the shopping cart, which is I love my dog 50 on sarodogtraining.com/courses, and all the courses are there, and you can take advantage of it and register for one of the courses and become an educated dog lover. Hope you enjoyed this live session. Hope you benefited from this live session. If you still have more questions, leave those questions in the comments area. If you want to become part of the community and help me with my channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon as well, and let YouTube know that you want to see my future videos coming up. You want to become part of the community. In a couple of other things, if you want to learn and benefit from my dog training method and have an idea of how to train a dog without the use of treats, go to my website, sarodogtraining.com, and click on Start Here and get started. The other thing that I wanted to mention as well is that this Monday, I will have a new podcast on my podcast channel, which is Functional Dog Training. You can listen to it in all major podcast providers. And on Tuesday, I will be starting a new series. It's about you and your dog wellness. We're going to be digging in a little bit deeper in understanding dogs and the wellness of a dog, how to make you and your dog become healthier and have a better life and better dog and become a better dog owner. It's a new series. For example, in the first episode, I'm going to explain why I'm doing this. And then next episode, we're going to be talking about why is it that some dogs, for example, bark at strangers and other things. Could it be because of their personality? Could it be a behavioral problem? We'll discover that. So very interesting, the things that I'm going to be sharing in this new video series. So hopefully you'll join me and you'll benefit from those as well. Thank you very, very much, Nola, and Carpin. Thank you all for being here, and hope you have a great weekend and enjoy your weekend and have fun with your dog. And I'll see you until next time. Have fun with your dog. Take care.